Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX New Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I wanna hold up. I say hot tub. Stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Say hot tub. Rubber tub and hot tub. Rubber tub and me. Stuck in the hot tub. Yeah. Will you make me sweat? Yeah. Stuck in the hot tub. Yeah. Will you make me wet? Yeah.
Well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What a morning, huh?
Good morning. Yeah, man. I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. Far as you know.
That'll be a first.
Far as you know. All right, let's get it going. Let's read what you.
Well, first of all, yeah, we want to thank our sponsors for the Atlanta Braves baseball network right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. It's sponsored by Billboard Kia, PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hewitt Tire and Auto, and Hometown Towing. Those are just a few of the very important people who are helping us bring you Atlanta Braves baseball game each and every out of the park. So we want to thank those fine folks. Good. And also, a little bit later,
he is a
at
professional.
7:15 and 8:15. Hush up in there. We're going to be giving you the. We're going to be. The code word of the day. And that code word, of course, you text that code word to 850. What is our phone number? 215-6290. And you text that code word. We'll tell you what the code word is. You text that code word into that phone number and then listen to the Inside Drive in the Afternoon Underdogs. They will call your name that you entered along with that code word. And you call as quick as you can. That'll give you a qualifying time. And then you could be in the running for 2 tickets to the Talladega.
What time are we going to do that again?
We're going to do that at right around 7:15. Then again,
so I can't say this word I want to say. I saw it. I want to say it. I really do want to say it.
Don't do it, Ricky Bobby.
No.
I won't say it.
That's a good word, too.
I won't say it.
And we're not just giving away 2 sets of tickets. We're giving away 2 sets of 2 tickets. So that's 4 tickets altogether.
So you can take your loved one with you.
Some of those folks that you
take your girlfriend with you.
They've said,
or your wife.
So-and-so's already got 2 seconds. I can't beat that. Well, yes, you can. Because
what about Atlanta Braves? Talk about the Atlanta Braves, man.
Well,
we're right here on ESPN 104.3, the Atlanta Braves baseball official station.
The very next game is Tuesday, the 15th, which is today at 6 p.m., and
Toronto Blue Jays.
Something else.
Blue Jays, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, the Blue Jays.
Pat Borders.
Second game that they've been playing with the Blue
40
Jays.
years ago.
It doesn't matter.
So that's pretty cool. The Atlanta Braves right here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
All right, can we go now? Let's get rocking and
Let's get
rolling. We got Jason. I tell you what, the products you have down at Sports Max Fit Sports Nutrition are incredible. Not only, everybody thinks of protein, vitamins, and things like that. And you got all that. You got everything you can to make you guy bigger, stronger, faster, muscle mass, lose weight. You can do all that. Bill Allen's lost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
He actually has
Bill
a
Allen has lost 10 pounds?
He's lost 10 pounds.
Yep.
If you go get the food, it's the simplest thing you ever did. Don't go out and spend $20 a person eating out at night. You go buy it from Jason. We did it. We were pretty good with it for a while. Donuts.
2 days.
Donuts.
As far as we know.
M&Ms, peanuts.
Peanut M&Ms. Anyway, you go get it.
Pudding.
You put it in an oven or either microwave. We put it in the oven. And you got a home-cooked meal that tastes outstanding, but is measured out with how much cholesterol, fat, sugar, everything you need to know about it. It's all healthy. It's all good for you. Eat every bit of it. Bill's done it. And he's lost 10 pounds.
Yeah, so we have certified sports nutrition on staff. Darlene's one of our better nutritionists. She's been doing it for about 4 years. But we construct each meal plan based on the individual and their goals. So it's not something where we write a diet, just hand it out to 10 people and say good luck.
It's for you individually.
It's for you individually. It's for your lifestyle, how much energy you burn throughout the day. You know, that determines how many carbs you need, how much protein you need. Whether you're trying to lose weight or build muscle also plays in as a factor. So whether you're an athlete or maybe somebody that's just, and works, a 9-to-5 job, all that plays into it, but we're able to cater the meal plan based on how much energy you're spending throughout the day and then what your goals are. So, and we have weekly check-ins, and we do the weekly check-ins on our InBody 570 that tracks skeletal muscle, percent body fat, and when we see numbers get out of
and this
whack,
is all free. You walk in and do it, doesn't cost you a penny.
Yeah, you can do the InBody for free. Plus, we have free samples on our products that are going to help accelerate the meal plan as well. So if you want to come see us, check us out. We're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods, and we're on 23rd Street next to Black Sheep Armory and Taziki's.
Locals taking care of locals, you cannot beat it. The guy does an incredible work. There's no doubt about that. I want to give a shout out to Joseph down at Toyota. They're sponsoring our Talladega giveaway. Joseph does such a wonderful job for me. We bought 4 new tires for Mariah's Lincoln, and they did a wonderful, wonderful job. Front end alignment, oil change, they are the best. Joseph, love you, man. You are the best. You hear me? Panama City Beach, we're at Crossword. We got locals taking care of locals. We were talking about going down to Pier Park to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. The police chief, which I love the guy, our Tommy Ford, love him. Wonderful people, both of them. They said, that's it, it's enough. It's enough. And I get it. I know where they're coming from. You got a police officer to be in that mess, to put yourself in danger every single night. You're out there trying to support and protect people and their guns. You're outnumbered. They don't listen. They're not college spring breakers. They're high school idiots. Excuse me. They are. And it's to tell the truth, like they're thugs. They come down here to destroy property, to fight, to shoot people, to sell drugs and things like that. So they're talking about enough is enough. We can't go on. And as living, Jim, you go through it. Your wife has to go pick her up and bring her back and forth to work. We can't go to Walmart. There's certain parts of the beach we can't drive through because you can't control them. This is not a great place to live when this is going on. I've had people, you met Frank and Barb.
Yep.
They got big money. They can do whatever they want. They left a couple weeks early because of spring break, go back up north. And it's affecting people. And I'm saying all this because athletically, we've got the best thing going on. We've got so many people that come down here, and they listen to ESPN. They really listen to our station. And they bring their kids down here to play softball, soccer, flag football. You name all the sport events we have on that Richard Sanders has done a great job. Everything. And Richard Sanders, God bless you. That makes big money for Bay County. They bring families down. They go to restaurants. They don't eat a huge meal, get up and run out and not pay. They actually pay for it. They go to the Pier Park. They shop. They spend money. We don't want to lose. We don't want to lose that. You got a business down there. Did you guys see some drop off this spring break?
100%, especially over the last week. I don't want to say exact numbers, but we did numbers over 2 days following that shooting that we hadn't done since the first year we were open. So not a good thing at all. I do think this week is a little bit different. I think everybody's cleared out of here, but I think the police coming out and making statements and kind of being firm on where we're at as a community, we can't sustain this. This doesn't help anybody. We're not making any money. I mean, if that's the type of money you want to make and sell yourself for it, then maybe you shouldn't be in business. But we got to pivot. We got to bring in some family-friendly businesses. What happened to Miracle Strip? What happened to something like an amusement park? I mean, I love Shipwreck Island, but if you had an amusement park across the street,
like we used to.
Yeah, the Top Golf, I think it's going to be huge for the area. I think that's a great, whatever to bring in and for families to be able to do. But we got to make it more family-friendly. It's okay to have a bar, Tootsie's, I don't think is a bad idea. It's something for adults to go out and have a little bit of fun. But we got to get away from this, we're a spring break town. We must, bring in these spring breakers to make money. That never worked. It didn't work when I was younger. It doesn't work now. So I do think it's time to have some tough discussions.
Getting shot at.
That's where I draw the line.
It's enough's enough.
When I don't feel comfortable going to Walmart and maybe I do feel comfortable because I don't care. But when my family, I fear for them, and I tell my mom, you can't go to Walmart after 7
You can't
p.m.
even drive down the street.
Don't go there on the
Road.
weekends.
Yeah.
You know, she'll go at 6 a.m., but, you know, anytime in the evenings, I just tell her to stay away because if somebody shot my mother. It would,
I think the answer is go build more apartments on Back Beach Road. I think that's the answer to all our problems. That seems to be what goes
or
on.
we can work on that road for 10 years.
I was at J. Michael's yesterday, the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Had a great time. Jimmy Petronas was down there, Katie, his wife, and God,
Good Americans.
he's turned into a dang rock star, man.
He is.
But Julie gets up and goes over there and talks to him. I was like, man, he's there with his wife, and
He loves talking to people, though.
but sometimes you got to let him alone.
Right.
You know,
I seen him, I think, at Little Caesar last year, or maybe 2 years ago after he won his last election, and we talked for about 10 minutes. He's fun to talk to. I
he's
think
just a good person.
He's living
I
the
love
life. He's doing great things for America, so, you know, good
local,
for Jimmy.
local hero. I
Yeah.
love Jimmy Petronas.
Him and his wife are great
Governor.
people.
One day the governor.
Yeah.
I hope. Anyway, it was good seeing him there. And I left him alone, but Julie didn't.
You didn't go get an autograph?
She can't help herself. All right, let's bring him on. He wouldn't leave me alone, this guy here. He is incredible. This guy's, you talking about a rock star? Mike. Good morning.
The People's
Good
Caller.
morning.
The
My
people's
favorite
caller.
Greek politician. My favorite Greek politician was the late great Philip Klakis. Well, he was a coach actually, but we raped a scramble up in Mariana one time, a long time ago. Anyway, I don't want to brag about that. I'm here to talk about Nico.
Ooh,
Man.
sore spot.
We're going to
Yeah,
talk
well,
about him, too,
not with
about
me.
7:30, 7:45.
Well, okay, I don't want to jump the gun, but let me tell you something about him. I can't believe we told him goodbye after that great offensive performance in Fayetteville, and that one in Athens, and that one in Columbus. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What
How'd they do it? How was the takeover? How was the takeover?
Takeover.
Up
Here's
in-
the thing. I had an ex-wife one time that told me she didn't like me playing 18 holes or gambling at golf. I said, don't let the screen door hit you in your big old ass as you leave. I'm sorry I said that word on your air. But anyway.
Donkeys are people, too.
Yeah, he's going to, yes, thank you. Balaam's in the Bible. I heard it Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah, he talked. He's a talking mule, kind of like Francis, or Donkey, or Mr. Ed. But anyway, I know you got problems with your behavior, your spring breakers. Look, I don't know about Tootsie's. They used to sell Sterling beer, but I don't know what they sell now. And they play their music way too loud in Nashville. I know that because I was hanging out in the alley there between there and Ryan. Well, I don't want to go there. Let me talk about Nico. Can I talk about Nico?
Talk about
Here's
it.
the thing.
Tell it,
George
brother.
McIntyre II can throw the ball better than him. He can throw it on a string, 35 yards downfield, outside the numbers. Nico can't do that, okay? So good riddance. I hear he's going to North Carolina maybe for Belichick or Fresno State. I don't know, and I don't care. Besides that, we got a 5-star. We got the next Lamar Jackson coming in next year. He won the state championship over here in Greensboro. By the way, I miss y'all, love y'all, and I'm going to come down there after spring break's over.
Sounds
Cinco de
good.
Mayo,
Come on.
sometime between Cinco de Mayo, and I got to be back for an election on we're having an election at my Veterans Club on Ho Chi Minh Day, of all days, May 19th. Think about it.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, by the way, do you know the president died this morning?
No.
Mike.
160 years ago. Anyway,
Mike.
go ahead. Yes, Coach.
When you come in the studio, there are two things we are now demanding: either Chick-fil-A mini biscuits or donuts. So
Look,
we're looking
I'm
forward to the
coming from
visit.
the birthplace of Krispy Kreme. I know how you are about that glazed donut. I'll even let you put sprinkles on it.
that
right.
sounds good, man.
I'm coming to see you. That's a threat. Don't close down that week.
We won't. We'll be here.
Hey, John, keep them straight, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Go Gators.
All right.
Bye.
Y'all be cool. No, go ball.
No,
Bye.
that's, my bad. My bad. Yeah, Tennessee's quarterback. We'll talk about that later. Man, the way things have changed is crazy. Let's talk about some of our great people we have now. Don't forget, Atlanta Braves baseball, big. We got so many Atlanta Braves fans here. It's unbelievable. They got great sponsors that do this for us. We truly appreciate your support. But Atlanta Braves baseball, listen to it. We got a game today.
Yep.
There's one
6 or
Friday,
7.
Saturday, Sunday. Atlanta Brave baseball right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Leave it right here all day long. We got a lineup that's unbelievable. And what Taco Bell, I believe, not Taco Bell, but Toyota's one of the sponsors.
Also, Best Way Portable. They're one of the Best Way Portable buildings and reliable hydraulic Solutions, the best place to take a leak.
Keep going.
And Mid-South Lumber
Keep
and
going.
Brock
Yes.
Pest Control. Those are also sponsors among
Right there.
Toyota and Hewlett Tire and some of the other people like that. And also, don't forget, you want to do it now? Give it. You're
Do it, baby. Give it away. Give it away.
You're itching to give away the code word of the day.
caution there.
Here's the deal, boys and girls, moms and dads, listen up. This number, 850-215-6290, I'm going to give you a code word. You're going to take that code word and your racing name or your real name and text it in to 850-215-6290. Code word and your real name. And then that will get you in the running. And then listen to the Inside Drive, the Afternoon Underdogs. They'll call your name. You call that number as quickly as you can. That'll give you a qualifying time. Best qualifying time will win 2 tickets to the racetrack to see the... What's the name of that race? I had it written down here just a minute ago.
Ohio State Buckeyes.
Panama City Beach.
It's
Wildcat 500.
Wildcat 500.
There we go.
that's it.
Crier.
But anyway, so here's your code word, and go ahead and text it to us.
We screwed this thing off.
I'm so confused.
I mean, there was a wreck on the highway,
Oh,
so I had to deal with that.
No excuses. Let's just tell like if we screwed this thing up.
By the way, it's the longest racetrack and the fastest, too.
Talladega, right?
Talladega
Yeah,
is,
baby. Roll Tide.
So here's your code word. Caution. C-A-U-T-I-O-N. Caution. That's your code word. Text it right now to 850-215-6290 along with your racing name, and then listen to the Inside Drive in the Afternoon Underdogs. And whenever they call your name, you call.
Hey, get out to J. Michael's restaurant. They have the best seafood, coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's Black Beans Quesadilla today. Go check it out. You'll absolutely love it. Stevenson Air Conditioning #1, anytime, day or night. They're there for you. Locals taking care of locals. And over in Lynn Haven, get out to Beef Brody's. Pat Perno, the city commissioner, does an incredible job. His restaurant's #1, no doubt about that. Beef Brody's, Lynn Haven. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
You can still hold out and want more money, quit on his teammates.
He did.
Yeah.
But what he did in
And I will never forget when his mom and dad asked me to help pay for his education.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to do it at first. And I said, you know what? Let's do it.
got potential.
He's got potential. Let's help him out.
you know today's payments.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 14 miles per hour and a high of 77. Tonight, look for a gentle breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 58. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine with a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, hot with a high of 77 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
Hewitt Tire and Auto. Call 850-769-7323. Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com. On Airport Road in Panama City. 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Need a tow? Call Billy at Hometown Towing, 850-265-1562.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Nobody was there. Nobody. Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jim Brandt, Jason Kovaleski, Wildcat himself, and Coach Coffin, Rutherford High School. Coach, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing this morning?
We are outstanding. We haven't talked to you in a while. What's going on? What happened last week? What's going on today? What's going on with Rutherford baseball?
So tonight we got our district tournament. We have North Bay Haven at home to start it off. Last week we beat Walton, and then we had a lead on Bozeman in the 6th inning and ended up blowing it late, but playing some decent baseball, so hopefully carry that into the district tournament tonight.
Well, we talk to people all the time, and the word is you guys have improved. You're doing a great job over there. What do you think, man? Can you get in? Can you get in the playoffs with this ball club? Can you win enough to get in here right here, this district tournament?
Yeah, so I think we could. We beat North Bay Haven twice during the regular season, so hopefully we keep that going tonight, and then most likely it'll be Bay in the district championship. And we played 2 tough games against them. We lost twice the first time. We lost by 1 in 10 innings the next game. So I think if we play good baseball, I think we can definitely get it done. And it's just about not letting the moment get too big and just making routine plays and playing the baseball we know how to play. And I think it definitely is possible.
What's your overall record now, Coach? I know you've come up quite a bit. What's your overall record?
9-12.
9-12. Getting closer.
Yeah. Hey, who's Bay playing? Who do they got to beat tonight?
Gaston County.
Gaston County. So you feel pretty good. So it probably is going to be you guys in Bay. Now, if you just got to play Bay again for the 3rd time, where will the game be played at?
It would be at Bay High, the higher seed and host in our district tournament.
Okay. All right. Talk about the kids that you've seen the most improvement from this year.
Yeah, our seniors keep leading the way. Connor Ward and Javier Giovanni, they've been playing really good baseball, hitting in the middle of our lineup. And Connor's been pitching great for us. We've also had 2 juniors really, really step up. They both threw complete games last week. Tyler Harry threw, I think it was 3 hits, complete game, gave up 1 run against Walton. We won 2-1. And then Devin Langley, he's a left-handed pitcher for us. He had Bozeman on the ropes, threw 5 scoreless, and then I think he ended up giving 2 earned runs in 7 innings. So they've been really stepping up for us on the mound. And if they pitch it like that, man, we always have a chance in any game, no matter who we're playing. So they've really improved for us, and hopefully keep it rolling.
What about get a little bit of love to your seniors? Talk about some of your seniors that done well for you, to the guys you're going to miss.
Yeah, we just got those 2. Is Connor Ward. He plays first base and some outfield for us, and he's a high character guy. He's been with us all 4 years, and definitely going to miss him when he's on. Hopefully we got a few more games left in him, but man, he's a great kid, and he actually committed last week to Baptist University up there, and I think it's in Graceville. So we're super proud of him for that, going to get the opportunity to play at the next level. And then Javier Giovanni's our other senior. He plays shortstop for us most of the time, pitches a little bit, hits third. Really, really talented kid. He's been with us for 3 years, and a leader. He's Puerto Rican. We got a few Spanish kids. He really helps us out, translating stuff for us, communicating with those kids, and leading that group. And they really look up to him, just like everybody on our team does. And he kind of leads the way for us in all facets.
Well, the game tonight, you know you're going to get North Bay. I would assume you're going to get the best pitcher. Everybody's got to win this game to keep going, to keep playing. Give us a little scout report on the North Bay Haven. What do you think about them?
Yeah, North Bay Haven's tough. They got it. It's the same guy we faced last time. We're going to have our hands full. Sam Compton, he's a really, really good right-handed pitcher. And we can't even think about that game Thursday. We got to have our full focus on North Bay Haven. they have a few seniors too that are good offensively, and we got our hands full. So it's going to be a dogfight. Hopefully we just have a good approach against Sam. He has a 3-pitch mix, good slider, good changeup, good fastball. So we're going to have our hands full, and just put the ball in play is kind of our mindset tonight. Make it tough on him, see a lot of pitches, and just try to make it tough on him as possible.
Have you faced him this year?
Yeah, we didn't face him the first time, but I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago we faced him in our place.
Talk a little bit about the confidence that your team has coming into the district tournament. I mean, you've played really well the last part of the season. I mean, you're playing a lot of these big-time teams really tight. Talk a little bit about how this team's coming into this tournament and how you guys feel about maybe even winning the district.
Yeah, I think our confidence is at an all-time high. I think we started out the season pretty slow. I think we were 0-4, and our confidence at that point definitely wasn't high. But
you were in a lot of games early in the year too. There was a lot of one-run games there that you guys could have just kind of. It seems like it's something switched. Is there anything you can point to that said this was what changed a little bit?
I think there was actually once we started winning some games, and there was actually a game we lost. So we went over to Franklin County, and it was kind of a hostile environment, and we had some calls not go our way. It was just one of those nights where I think it really brought the team together.
Yeah.
One of those road games. We had probably 4 parents in the stands, and they had a pretty good crowd, and it was just one of those games where it just brought our team together. It seemed like after that, I think we went on a little 2 or 3 game winning streak after that, and the boys kind of came together as a group, knew they had each other's backs, and ever since then we've been playing better baseball. And I think just as we've won more games, it's hard in baseball closing out these games. We've lost a lot of close games, not only this year but in years past. But just consistently seeing those games go through the net and being able to learn how to close out those games, I really think that's helped out our confidence, and I hope that continues here tonight.
Yeah.
Coach, we're going to call you next Tuesday, win or lose, and hopefully we'll be able to call you the following Tuesday. Hopefully you'll be getting ready to keep on rolling in the baseball playoffs. But keep up the great work. You do a great job over there. God bless you. Thank you for all you do for the youth and for the kids and for me and everything. We appreciate you, man.
Well, I appreciate all you guys do for the local high school sports.
Well, we thank you for saying that. All right, buddy, we'll talk to you next Tuesday, okay? Good luck to you.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, let's talk about some of our great, outstanding people we have. We got one right here right now, Jason Kovaleski. Guy is locals, and we take care of the locals, and they take care of you. Make sure you go to Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Pier Park, 23rd Street. They do an incredible job. I want to go, we talked about Beef O'Brady's a minute ago. We're over that way. We got to go see Amber.
You got to go see
Russ.
Amber, David, at David Adamson Designer Jewelry. And if you've got that special someone, she's one of a kind. You want to give her a one-of-a-kind engagement ring, they can create it. From whatever you might come up with in your head, they can create it and put it on her finger. Well, you got to do that. They can do it all right there at David Adamson Designer Jewelry. Within 10 days, they do it for less. Gold's at an all-time high. Take advantage of going over there and talking to them now. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
Skin cancer can be deadly if you're a beautiful female out there or just a female. I'm telling you right now, 2 things you have to worry about. You have to worry about
handsome coach,
breast cancer, and skin cancer. They both can get you.
Serious
you got to really
stuff,
take care of yourself, man. Check yourself all the time. The other thing, protect your skin. If it doesn't look right, feel right, don't put it off. 5 minutes can save your life. Go make an appointment with Dr. Ward. He's got offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. You're listening right now. There's an office near you. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget about El Rodeo Tequila Bar Grill right across the street from the Navy base. They also have a new location on Front Beach Road. Go check it out. Buy one, get one free happy hour. Thursday night's the place to be there. Listen to them sing karaoke. They do an incredible job. They're going to be packed out every Thursday night right across the street from Navy base. Great place to have birthday parties. And one other thing we got to hit really quick, I want you guys to help out. We didn't get the news we wanted from Ryan Mulvey, went up to North Carolina. We'd ask you right now, GoFundMe.com, go to search, type in support Ryan and his family's fight. Give what you can. If you'd like to write a check and put Ryan Mulvey's name on it and put it in an envelope, bring it over here to our station. We'll make sure he gets it. You can bring it here in the mornings when we're here, or you can drop it in the mailbox out front of the door. Just put Ryan Mulvey's name on it, make the check out to Ryan Mulvey. We had some people text me during the show that definitely did that Monday, so we're asking for your help. They're going to be flying back and forth, not only North Carolina, but maybe some other places. So we need the help. This is like family right here. We love this guy, and we want to help him everywhere we can.
A great family.
Yeah, and the goal is around $12,000, and we're going to get there. We're going to get it done. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We get back, Jim Brandt, FSU.
Braves are back.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just wrecked that thing. Straight away center, a homer for Riley.
Sales, Strider, Acuna, Ozzie, Riley, Profar, and Coach Snitker lead a stellar lineup. Listen live nights and weekends on ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Scorpion TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks, or watch thousands of movies on demand, all for just $45 a month when you use the ESPN NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Scorpion TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Don't forget our promo code ESPN NW.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State. Woo-hoo! FSU Update is brought to you by Mrs. Newbies. Newbies Two on the Curve, great place to go watch all of the college baseball, professional baseball, basketball, you name it, right there. Newbies Two on the Curve. Go have a great time. They got 4 great locations, 3 on Panama City Beach, 1 over St. Andrews. That beautiful blue facility over there is incredible. And then we're all going to head down to the mothership where the best entertainment you'll get every single night during spring break. Summertime also, the weekends, because Miss Charlotte wants it and she gets what she wants. She does a great job. And they have security there. They take care of their customers, and you got to be a certain age to get in there. That's one of the safest places you can be at. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Some coach sent you. Jim, what do you got for today on Florida State?
All right, well, spring football, or whatever your version of spring football has wrapped up in most places, Florida State included. And they didn't have a spring game, as we all know. I don't think they did anything, to be honest with you. But in the new crazy world of college football, college athletics, we now have, starting tomorrow, we have the spring portal window, which goes from Wednesday the 16th tomorrow through Friday the 25th. So there's 10 days where your teams can legally go out and poach other players from other teams. Now, but this is a multifaceted problem. This isn't just one team looking for players. I'll give you, and I know he's not a Florida State guy, but the mentality kind of relates to Florida State. Old Nico up in Tennessee, okay? To me, he's like, he personifies everything that's wrong with the system. And how you got to be really careful in the transfer portal who you're getting involved with, because as Jason and I was talking before the show, the old Nico and some of his buddies were talking about sitting out of the playoff game against Ohio State last year. This is before the game. Your starting quarterback is going to say, you know what, I'm going to sit this one out unless I get more scratch. So come up with some coin and maybe I'll play. Like, are you kidding? Like,
this is a guy making $2.4 million a year.
Exactly. And he wanted to hold out for like $4 million.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
That's
Nico,
crazy.
you're a good player, but you're not all that. You're not $4 million a year.
Will Howard, in context, was making $900,000 from Ohio State. And then who would you take in that game?
Exactly.
I mean,
so here's my point. What does this guy do with Florida State? Well, what's this guy do with Florida State? Well, they were 2-10 rather, and the common cure-all in most fans' mind, well, they'll just go to the transfer portal and all the problems will be solved. Okay? Let me tell you what we said all year. We drank the Kool-Aid. Everybody in this room drank the Florida State Kool-Aid last year. They're going to be the biggest, baddest, strongest, toughest defensive linemen they've ever had, and they're just loaded. They're loaded. They won 2 stinking games. And I think a part of it is because of, not the extreme like Nico, but I think there's that, what's in it for me? I want my money. I want my money. I want my money. I want it now. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Culture.
It's culture.
Yeah.
Culture is such a big part of it. And the opposite extreme of that is Ohio State. And they always get banged on, well, they spent all that money. Well, yeah, they did. But they also had really classy kids, too. Because half the kids that were they could have left, and they didn't. Emeka Ibuka, JT...
Tuamala,
all those guys, they all stayed around.
And these are guys they recruited out of high school, so they may have picked 4 or 5 guys up, and they were very important guys.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong,
exactly.
but the culture set within the high school recruits that have been in the program 2 to 3 years. They're going to set the standard in the weight room, the off-season conditioning, and that's when you have a good culture. When you're just grabbing portal guys, every year trying to fill gaps, like a majority of your team is portal guys. I don't know how you can build that culture and that toughness that you need to win national titles, and it fell flat on their face. So that's my biggest problem with Nico, man. I don't blame him based on the system that we have in place. Right. There's no guardrails, but when you're talking about sitting out a playoff game, what kind of message does that send to the other 84 guys on that team? You got offensive linemen that are making $60-70 grand. You're making $2 million here, leveraging it before a playoff game. This is the height of college football. And I think it's going to hurt him in the NFL if he ever does get that far. What team's going to take a risk on him? I mean,
no, I wouldn't.
If you're the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to say, hey, I'm going to sink $20 million in this guy. What if he wants to renegotiate before the Super Bowl? Is he going to sit out the Super Bowl? I mean, the standard and the precedents that they tried to set, and I have to give Tennessee credit. I mean, they held to their guns. They stuck to their guns. They said, no, we're just not going to do this. We're not going to be held hostage. They're just going to move on. And I think this is going to be good for college football if other coaches follow it, because Dan Lanning reached out to Josh Heupel and said, look, they're shopping around. They're shopping this kid around. He went to Oregon. He went to USC and said, hey, we're going to enter the portal. Are you interested? Dan Lanning called Josh Heupel and said, look, they're shopping Nico around. You need to know this. And that's when this whole mess started getting the ball rolling. So I give Dan Lanning a lot of respect, too, because in a day where everybody's, poaching kids and meddling, he actually did him a solid and gave him a heads up and said, no, we're just not going to take that guy. I don't see anybody that could take him. It's a very toxic
Deion said, we're good.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Exactly.
I want to go to FSU. When Bobby Bowden was dominating college football, most of those kids grew up dreaming of playing at Florida State.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was listening to you two talk. Those kids, Ohio State, most of those kids on that roster last year was that way. They weren't going to sit out. They didn't transfer out. They loved Ohio State and they wanted to play. The guys that Florida State brought in that they thought were the answers, I don't think they had that love for Florida State football.
No. They got love for Ben Franklin.
They had
love for Ben Franklin.
They had all kind of issues.
And I think that started the year before in the bowl game when they all set out, and Georgia absolutely train wrecked them. That's when the ball started rolling downhill for Florida State, because I don't think they recovered from that game, and I don't think they recovered from the snub. It wasn't necessarily they got beat. It's the way they got beat, but getting left out of the playoff as an undefeated team. That was crushing for the program, and I think it took them a little while to get their feet under them and say, hey, we got to go out and play. We got to go out and coach as hard as we can. And losing that first game to Georgia Tech, that was a killer.
I think I know the answer from both of you, but if you were Gus Malzahn or Norvell and you wanted, we got to have a quarterback. We got to have a quarterback. The kid's got talent. Do we go to Tennessee and let's give him a little bit more money and let's bring him in here? Belichick probably will do it. He's like NFL type guy. He'll bring him there because he wants to win now. He's not going to be there in the long term. But if you're Florida State, would you even touch this guy?
Well, I think you answered your own question. For somebody like, like Bill Belichick, who knows he's only going to be there a year or two, yeah. But I don't think that's true for Mike Norvell. Not no, but the other no. No way.
After what we saw with DJ, that's a huge risk to sink $2, $3, $4 million into a guy. I think that would set a. Well, people don't understand. There's a pay scale within these programs. That's why Ohio State didn't bring in a couple players last year that are high school recruits. If I'm paying, Caleb Downs, let's say $1.5 million. This brand new safety wants $4 million a year. They can't touch him. High school. They can't touch him because now you reset your pay scale.
Yeah.
Now you got to pay Caleb Downs $6 million. You got to pay Jeremiah Smith $10 million. So there's a pay scale within these programs that they just can't touch certain kids. And when it's all about money, normally these kids flame out. I wish Nico nothing but the best. I think he's getting terrible advice from the adults around him. And I feel really bad for his younger brothers. His younger brother's a really big-time recruit. I don't think anybody's going to pitch him.
You think they'll ever put a cap on these deals?
It's all coming down the pipe. When they get that revenue sharing deal settled, then they can start fixing some of this.
My problem with the cap is nobody respected that we weren't paying players in the SEC for 20 years. So
we didn't.
No, that's my point.
You got a contract? Show me the contract we were paying.
See, that's the thing. You can put all the rules in, you can put all the guardrails in, and I'm going to bang on the SEC. But what's to keep them from cheating like they did before?
Nothing.
Just means
nothing.
Just means
not a single thing.
And I think that hurts the open market of teams that have more money because now you're saying, okay, we can only pay this amount of money. So if they're following the rules, these other teams that have always skirted the rules they're gonna do it again.
Of course.
And it's going to lower the pay scale so they can actually afford to do it. Right now, some of these teams in the SEC just can't afford to do it.
Florida State canceled their spring game. Missouri canceled theirs. Texas canceled it. USC canceled. Miami had 5,500. Go count. I bet they didn't have that many.
That's a normal home game for them.
Yeah, that's
a big crowd.
That's a homecoming crowd.
Alabama had between 10 and 15,000. Go recount that.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, of course, that stadium's pretty big. Oklahoma, they said 16,000.
5.
Yeah. Auburn, they said 30,000. Okay. Georgia, 35,000. They had a decent crowd.
Yeah.
Tennessee had a pretty good crowd. They support their kids pretty good, but they had a game. Ohio State had 40,136. They had a game. Florida Gators had a game, 56,563. All the traditions of college football, like everything's going away. Everything we're used to is going away.
Strictly business.
But here's the thing with spring football. I didn't like it as a player. I didn't like it as a coach. But what is the purpose of spring football? Is it, there's a couple possibilities, is it to give your fans entertainment? Is it to give your fans entertainment cheap, whether you don't have to pay anything to get in because in the regular season it costs a fortune? Or is it to get your players ready? Or to get you guys ready but not get hurt? Is it to keep them out of the transfer portal? What's the purpose of spring football? What is the ultimate reason why it's played, why it's done?
For me, it's
I don't have an answer.
Get
I'm just
a
throwing
head
it out
start
there.
on depth chart and to get these younger guys up to speed with playbooks, stuff like that, getting into a program for the first time. Yeah. Because when you look at the majority of the snaps taken in the spring game, it's by your freshmen and sophomores. Your seniors and the people that are already established, they may get 1 or 2 series, but they're not going to risk them getting hurt. So it's those freshmen, sophomores that have only been in the program maybe a year or two that are trying to get their feet wet. And you're really trying to see if they can play in this big-time environment. That's the first time they're really going to get exposed to crowds and, how to call plays.
If you had an All-American player.
Except you're at Miami with the 5,500.
You got an All-American player, first-round future draft pick. You know he can play.
Jeremiah Smith.
You don't need to play him in the spring game.
Right.
You play the second, third team guys and see what they can do. That's what's. And another thing about spring football.
But if you don't play a real game, if you just play two-hand touch, I don't know. That's just me.
Go back to the spring game. When you go to Tuscaloosa and you have 80 70,000, what they probably used to average, about 70,000 go to the spring game or whatever it was.
That was 2 years ago.
That brings a lot of money into Tuscaloosa and Birmingham area. Millions of dollars being spent there. And they did it in Auburn. They do it all these different college cities. That affects people too. I'm talking about the restaurants,
big
the
recruiting
hotels.
weekend too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you build your program. You get all these high school kids, mostly are elite. I mean, they want to come in, see the game environment. When you got 80,000 guys in the stands and people are asking for autographs, that only helps recruiting too. So I just think spring football's dying. So
everything. I think college football's dying. Slow
as we
death.
know it.
If it doesn't change soon, I mean, you're talking as a state of Alabama, football is king. Well, no, maybe basketball. But anyway, nobody went to the game compared to what they've done in the past. Nobody's there. Nobody cares about going and watching a practice.
Yep.
We're talking practice?
Practice?
What?
We're talking practice?
Come on, man. All right, let's talk about this. Get out, newbies, have a great time. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend, was on here yesterday. Robotic MD, he can do it all. The guy is incredible. One of the first ones trained to do that. Your recovery time's quicker. There's a lot of times a lot less cutting. The guy is incredible. If you get any type of injury, go see Chad Mitchell. Call, make an appointment, go see him. People are coming from all around to be operated by Chad Mitchell. 26 years this fall he's been on Bay County sidelines. That's a record probably in the country. The guy is incredible. Very loyal, dedicated man. He is a legend, Chad Mitchell. Also, I love this guy. He is coaching sports league. He does a great job with the swimmers. The guy's unbelievable. Steve's Bike Shop is unreal. Right across the street from Sam's. The location is 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. They've been serving Bay County since 1979. Then, yes, they've got them. They got a large selection of electrical bikes. This is taking over, man. I see them everywhere now. Electrical bikes is the new thing. They sell used, the old-fashioned bikes, and they also have used electric bikes. They sell both. They repair both. They do a great job. Again, when you've served this county since 1979, you're doing something right. That's Steve's Bike Shop. Go check it out. Local 115, downtown Panama City. Go check it out. If you're a coach there, just let them know you're a coach. $15 raw oyster. Get a dozen of those. They do a great job. I love their gumbo there and the crab cakes. They're the best. You're not going to get anywhere better than there. They're unbelievable. Local 115, downtown Harrison Avenue. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESP in Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 14 miles per hour and the high of 77. Tonight, look for a gentle breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 58. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine with a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, hot with a high of 77 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Dreaming of your perfect Florida home? Whether you're buying or selling, I'm here to make it easy. I'm Terry Callahan with Anchor Realty Florida, and I've helped many folks from first-time home buyers to retirees find success in the Bay County real estate market. I'd love to find just the right home and neighborhood to match your family's needs. Let's make your dream home on the Florida Panhandle a reality. Call or text me, Terry Callahan, at 850-919-5025.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, Get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I tell you what, man, another thing, if you're looking to get any type of building, Patrick, it's going to be, you listen to Patrick every Monday right here at 8:30. Turf Pro Pest Control. He is going to go with Vandergrift, TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. Kyle Vandergrift does an incredible job. Mom and Dad are legendary people around here, but their roofing company is incredible. If you need a roof, you want to get a new one, got a little damage, might need to get a little work on it.
I'm going to talk to him about getting my deck covered.
They'll do
a very large deck,
anything.
and I talked to him when he was here.
They'll come out, design it, and they'll build it. They could do commercial, they do residential, they do it all. The guy can build anything. Yeah.
I spend most of my time there, so
you need to go with him.
He said he'd hook me up.
When I get a new roof, it's going to be with Vandy Roofing.
Is your still in that building? Is your still? Is that where you hide your
We don't talk about that on air. we were not talking about that on air. I got 10% business in that.
Are you still building your panic room?
Did you hear us?
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Are the walls really thick? Are they like?
I want a dang safe room.
They would stand an F4 tornado.
If somebody breaks in my house and wants to rape me, I need a place to go. I want to go get saved.
Lay on your back and enjoy it a little bit.
Oh, I want to go home.
Oh, my God.
I want to go home.
Are the walls really thick?
This is what breaks my heart about college football and baseball and college basketball, especially football. Growing up, it was a time where a poor kid, when they got that scholarship, it was like you hit a home run. You have got it made because you get to go to school free. And forget the class, what you learn in the classroom, which is very important. But to me, what I learned from those coaches is something that it stuck with my entire life. It's unbelievable. They brainwash. I remember when you got disciplined, I can never forget this. I was late to study hall. The next morning, 6 o'clock, it was freaking freezing. They run you for 1 solid hour. They make sure you never want to do that again. They almost kill you. Truly, they almost kill you. You're going to throw up. You're going to be passed out, or they're going to do it until you get that way because they want to make sure you never make the mistake again. That's what those coaches used to do. You had study hall. You had to make your training table. You ate every meal. If you didn't show up to eat, you're going to run. You didn't have your room clean, bed check, you're going to run. You're late to any meeting, you're going to run. They didn't discipline you with a board and paddle you, things like that. They disciplined by running. And everybody went to play college football. You know what I'm talking about. It's brutal. It was brutal. Those days are gone. The players have all the power. We learned from those coaches a work ethic like I've never seen. The winter workouts were the hardest part of college football is the winter workouts. Then the hardest part of college football was August two-a-days. 2 solid weeks of that. They don't even have that anymore. No. They don't even have that anymore. These guys are soft compared to the way it used to be, but they'll probably be able to walk when they're our age, like we're broken too. But the things we learned there, the things we learned there, never give up, never give in, wait your turn, know your job, you got to wait to play. You didn't jump ship and go play somebody else. You just pull for the guy in front of you. And we did. We wanted the guy in front of us to do really well, but we wanted to do great. It was unbelievable things. I couldn't believe the things I learned from those coaches. I loved them. And now we're talking about, you would never think about missing practice. No, you're not going to miss practice. You get kicked off the team. You don't miss practice. You do what you're told to do. You had self-discipline. You learned it there. And you had a Tennessee player. We're talking about the quarterback. You've been talking about him all morning. All of a sudden, is not going to show up on a walkthrough before the game, spring game. How stupid was that? And I thank God that coach said, that's enough, we're done. I had no idea until you two told me that before the Ohio State game, they thought about not playing right before the game. That stuff, when we grew up, never would have happened. We wouldn't even think about something like that. You did what the coaches told you to do.
But it doesn't even make sense. He's making $2.4 million. That's one of the top 3 paid quarterbacks in all of college football. What did you do to think you earned twice that much?
Somebody's in his head.
I think it's his dad, unfortunately. I don't think he even had an agent, which is kind of crazy. So, It's just a mess, and I'm glad Tennessee stood, on some standards within the program. I think like he said, nobody's bigger than the program, including himself. You can't put yourself in front of the program. You signed an NIL deal, honor your contract. If you want to go somewhere after the next year, go ahead. But $2.4 million to play, and let's be honest, he's underperformed based on what we all thought he was going to be. We all thought he was going to be like a Tebow or a Jaden Daniels or this, and he just didn't progress in the pass game. I mean, there were some games that the defense and running game bailed him out quite a bit.
You know what I love more about college football, even high school, even middle school. Well, it was called junior high back then. I loved it because we get to go hit the rich boys. I did. I was like, man, I could love this. It was one sport. It didn't matter what color you were, how poor you were, how much money you had. Everything was equal on that field.
100%.
The best player is going to play. And
the toughest was going to win.
And now it's like they've ruined a lot of things. The kids coming out now, and you wonder why. We go down to Pier Park and they ask for, the cop asks a kid to do something, they cuss them out, shoot them and stuff like that. There's no discipline. We have no discipline. Our society is falling apart.
You're not allowed to discipline. Remember, we can't paddle the kids. We can't, discipline kids. It's all about, we can't, disrupt little Jimmy's mindset or something.
How much time we got? Dang, man. All right, I'm going to start this. Ohio State had the spring football. We're talking about the defending national champs. 3 questions, 3 things we had. Number one, the question out there, who's going to be the quarterback? Red shirt freshman saying came from Alabama. I think it's going to be him. I didn't see the spring game, but I did read the articles on him.
Pin.
He was 17 of 24, 175 yards, 1 touchdown. But here's the deal. The first 3 possessions, he drove them right down the field, scored points. I know they got 3 deep roster of quarterback, at least 3 good ones on there. You two's opinion, who's going to be the starting quarterback and why?
Julian Sand, 100%, no question. They can't come out and say it because they don't. Yeah, well, they don't want anybody bailing and going to the portal, but it's going to be Julian Sand.
He's definitely a better passer than Will Howard. I mean, he may not have the running ability, but I mean, he still can run a little bit. But he's got an elite arm. I mean, he doesn't look big. Write it in pen. Julian Sand, without being injured, is going to be the starting quarterback at Ohio State. They're going to talk a lot about Lincoln so they can keep him in the fold, keep him as the backup, but no chance that Lincoln's
I don't know if you two remember,
Julian's
we talked about him a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He was going to all these camps. He was not rated the number 1 quarterback in the country at that time. He went to all the camps where that kid was there, and he won all those camps. I mean, the guy was unbelievable. We kept hearing about him. He was going to be the future at Alabama. Saban leaves. Ohio State comes in. He goes to Ohio State Buckeyes. And the reason he went to Alabama was Saban.
Right.
So we lost him. He would have been unbelievable there. He's going to be a future star. I'm with you guys. He will be the starting quarterback. All right, there's no shortage of receivers at Ohio State. Everybody knows about Smith. I mean, this is Julio Jones coming back, but he plays for Ohio State. What did he do last year? Over 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns as a true freshman. The guy's incredible. But they're loaded at receiver, so you can't double team him. No. You can't take him out of the game. If you do, you can get burned by the other ones, and they got other 5-stars all across the board. How many, the rotation, what do y'all think is going to happen this year? Ohio State receivers, how many going to get in there and be a factor?
I think at least 5. If you look at Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter as a true freshman, I mean, everybody's raving about Quincy Porter, 6'5", 6'4". He's similar to Jeremiah Smith. Not that quick twitch, but a really, really good receiver. But Mylan Graham impressed me in the spring game, and we've heard it all year that he's going to be the next guy. He's a 5-star, about 6 foot, got a lot of shake and bake, a lot of wiggle, really good hands, runs great routes. Then you got Brandon Ennis. I mean, Ennis is one of the
Carnell Tate.
Carnell Tate, we all know.
Tate.
Yeah, he's the number 2. He could start it anywhere in the country and be their number 1. He's 6'3", runs a 4.4.
He's almost as good as Smith.
Almost, yeah. He gets overshadowed. But Smith's generation.
Nobody's like Smith.
Tate's an All-American, but, Jeremiah Smith's the best receiver in college football.
Yeah.
One we haven't seen since Julio Jones. So.
Yeah, and I know people get mad at me, but the Williams kid at Alabama is really good, but he's not 6'4", 225, can do what that kid can do. I mean, you're going to take bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah. And Williams is a great player. I mean, he's kind of like a Percy Harvin type, clone. But, when you got that physical guy that can run in the 4-4s.
We got time. We'll come back to this because the question, I know Bo Jackson, but I want to talk about the running backs there at Ohio State. Who's going to be the main guy? We get back. We have time. We'll get into that later. How much time we got right now? 1 minute. Okay, let's talk about some of our great people. We appreciate all of our wonderful sponsors. You guys do a great job. No doubt about that. Stevenson Air Conditioner. I'll talk about them in just a second. I'll come back to that. All right, Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Get out there and have a great time. They are incredible people. Love Pat Perno. City Commissioner of Lynn Haven does a great job there. I love the way he trains the people that work for them. They never have a bad day. You go into a restaurant or a business and you're treated wrong and you feel like they're not polite, sometimes you never go back. You will never have that experience at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Wildcat and I've been there. Tommy Sound. Yeah, they treat you like family.
Like Cheers over there.
Yeah, they're really friendly. The food's outstanding. TV's everywhere. Great place to have a great time. Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. Go check it out. You will absolutely love it. And the same thing with Russ and Amber. I love them. They cut up. We have a great time every time I see them. They love going in there over there. And everybody I know that's been part of our show goes there and they shop. Now, Tommy Santamite, Glenn Manley, Michigan Eddie, all these people. Everybody goes and buys their stuff from there and nowhere else. They treat you like family there. They're incredible. David Adams, right down the street from Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven.
At 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven. Mother's Day is just around the corner, too.
And if you're worried about your kids out in the sun, go get it checked out. If it doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, don't play around with this stuff. Skin cancer is deadly. 1 in 5 are going to develop it. Go see Dr. Ward. If you're a female, breast cancer, skin cancer, the number 2 things and stay at only a nut. Only a nut. I hope somebody's listening right now because she knows what I'm talking about. Only a nut would go get in a tanning bed. Only somebody out of their mind.
That's somebody that we know?
Yeah, you know real well. Let's go bowling. Let's go bowling.
Let's go lay in the microwave.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But I tell you what, Dr. Ward's there for you. Offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. And we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Alabama Crimson Tide.
And don't forget, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to Atlanta Braves baseball coming your way, brought to you by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hewlett Tire and Auto, Hometown Towing, and Bill Bird Kia. Coming up at 6 o'clock, Atlanta Braves baseball on 104.3.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Here comes the thunder. After a slow start, the Atlanta Braves are ready to launch.
Taking no prisoners. Braves win it in the bottom of the 10th.
Tonight, the Atlanta Braves host the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll have live coverage coming up from Truist Park at 6. First pitch at 6:07, right here on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 14 miles per hour and a high of 77. Tonight, look for a gentle breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 58. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine with a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, hot with a high of 77 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
WGSX Lynn Haven WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards in Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Roll Alabama update. Brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're incredible. Locals taking care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida, and you want to go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Don't even think about any other company. Go with somebody local. Jason graduated from Mosley High School. It's a family operation. They do great work. They take a lot of pride in what they do. They're there for you anytime, day or night. And they actually do what they say they're going to do. And they don't try to take every penny you've got. They're incredible. I can't say enough good things about Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason's with them, Dr. Mitchell. Everybody who's been in the studio works and uses Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're number one, like Alabama used to be. Alabama Crimson Tide, this breaks my heart. I really looked up this man. Great coach, great person. Former Alabama and Auburn assistant coach, dies at 85. An Alabama legend, part of five national championship. He was on both sides of the Iron Bowl. That's one thing that kind of rubs some people the wrong way, but I get it. If you're in the coaching business, you go where you get hired. Bill Oliver dies at 85.
Brother Bill?
Brother's gone.
I did not know that.
33 years of college football coach. Known for his time with Alabama legendary coach Paul Bear Bryant. Best known, I was at the game. I'll never forget this ball game. It was a national championship. Miami had all the heat, all the hype on their offense. They had the Heisman Trophy winner quarterback. They were down in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, starting fights for Alabama players, running their mouths and everything else, and Bill Battle came up with the best defensive game plans I ever seen. They actually put 11 people on the line of scrimmage across the board, something I've never seen all my life in coaching college football, and they could not be stopped. Alabama shut down Miami's power offense. They scored, I think they scored one touchdown off their offense, and that was it the entire game. What a game plan. We had two bookend All-Americans that couldn't be blocked. And Alabama really didn't need to do some of the things they did, but he had an unbelievable game plan. And the players talked about when Terrell would come to the line of scrimmage, you can see in his eyes he feared us. You could see it in his eyes. He was scared to death, and he didn't know where we were coming from, and he did not have a very good game. One of the biggest plays I ever saw in college football, they threw a little pass to Miami's fastest player. Alabama's safety ran him down, stripped the ball away from Keith Jackson's calling the game. We're at the game. We were sitting in Miami section because Sam Sirianni got me the tickets from the head coach from Miami because they had Jamie German, the number one player in the country at that time, went to Miami, was being recruited, and Sam got Julie and I tickets. We go to the Sugar Bowl. It was electric. It was unbelievable atmosphere. But Bill Battle will always be known for that defensive scheme against Miami. They kill Miami. Alabama wins 34-13. They win the national championship. Oh, I think this is about it. Miami had no offensive touchdowns. I didn't know that. No offensive touchdowns. Great job by Bill Oliver. Now, Bill Oliver was a defensive back. He played for the legendary Paul Bear Bryant. He was on Alabama's 1961 national championship team. He was also a defensive back coach at the University of Alabama. He coached on Paul Bear Bryant's national champion teams 1973, 1978, 1979. In 2013, Bill Oliver was introduced into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. After 14 years of coaching college football, he finally got his opportunity to be a head football coach in college football. He took over at Chattanooga. I remember going watching Chattanooga play Auburn. We would drive over in high school and watch Auburn play Chattanooga because the tickets you get pretty cheap. They were not a very good football team. Now, it changed when Bill Oliver became the head football coach at Chattanooga. 4 years when he was the head football coach at Chattanooga, they went 29-14-1. Now, some of you might say that's not that great. Yeah, it is. If you're at Chattanooga, that's a great record. That's a great record. 29-14-1. After all that was going on, everybody knows his success. Everybody knew who he was. He could recruit. He could coach. So then he was offered a job at Memphis Showboats. Remember what was it called, USFL?
Yeah, USFL.
So he thought that'd be a great job for him. They paid him a lot of money. He was going to be the defense coordinator. He did that. I think it folded up, and then he went back to college ball. He was a defense coordinator not only at Alabama, he was a defense coordinator at Auburn. And matter of fact, when our friend Terry Bowden got in trouble and resigned at Auburn, who was the interim head coach? Brother Bill Oliver, head football coach of the Auburn Tigers. I think that's the first time in history an Alabama guy has ever been a head coach or any period of time at Auburn, just about in any sport. But he was interim head coach at Auburn for 5 games, and that was in 1998. The legendary Bill Oliver.
And that was George Teague that stripped that, wasn't it?
Was it George Teague?
I think it was. I thought it was Antonio Lang, but I think it was
George Teague.
Yeah.
Antonio Lang was when it got to interception ran it back against the Gators. In
Right,
the first
that's
SEC
right.
game.
There we go.
That's right.
I had that one confused.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, who was that?
Jim, you remember Bill Oliver?
Oh, the name for sure.
Yeah, he was. You ever go to Coach Clint, listen to him talk? He's really good. He made a comment about Bear Bryant. He played for him, worked for him, but Coach Bryant did not like the idea of him ever thinking about going to work at Auburn. He kind of was his own man. He did what he thought was right. But he said, I'm going to tell you something about Coach Bryant. He said, Alabama's a small state. He won 6 national championships at Alabama. His record, he's a winning coach in college football at the time. He goes, I'm telling you right now, this is a fact. If he'd have been the head coach at Georgia, he'd have won 12 national championships. He said, you look what Dooley did over there for 25 years, and he coached all those years in the SEC. He said, you look what he did 20-something years over there, 25 years at Herschel Walker, and he finally won one. He said, I'm telling you, Coach Bryant would have been there, he'd have won 12. Nobody could recruit like the man. Nobody could coach like the man. He's the toughest man I ever met in my life. He said, there's something special. They don't make people like Coach Bryant. And he loved him. And I loved him. I grew up loving that guy. But anyway, Bill Oliver, he is a big-time name in the state of Alabama, did a great job. The only other thing I got on Alabama today, Alabama's offensive coordinator. What do you guys think about this? They don't want to lose Ohio State. We talked about that a little while ago. They don't want to lose any of those quarterbacks. They got all those 5. They don't want to lose them. We don't want to lose one of our quarterbacks at all. There's no way we want to lose any of them. But there's a chance. There's a good chance we might lose one before August. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose one here. He just opened up the transfer deal.
That's tomorrow. Starts tomorrow.
So keep an eye on that. Alabama's offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. He was honest. I respect the man for this. He was honest. He goes, listen, the bottom line, if we're playing a game tomorrow, say Ty Simpson would be our starting quarterback. He was honest. He was straightforward. You don't see that anymore. DeBoer probably fainted when he said that. He got the most of the reps. He's talking about Simpson. He said we have most of the reps with the number 1 offense during spring. Now, Austin Mack looked good. Russell, the true freshman, looked good. He covered the bases, which was smart. But with the cleanest performance, he used the word cleanest performance of any of the quarterbacks this spring was Simpson. He should. He's been there longer. He knows I only been in the system as long as the rest of them has, really. But the guy was a 5-star coming out of Tennessee. You said you've heard statements that Tennessee fans think he might one day be a Tennessee Volunteer.
Well, it just depends on if he wins the quarterback, battle. If you come out, you name Mack the quarterback, and he's probably going to get in the portal. Whoever loses that quarterback battle, and they say this about Ohio State between Kleinholtz and Sayan. So. But that's why they allow these position battles to linger on into the fall, into the winter, because they're not going to name a starter now. You may know who your starter is, but that's why these coaches really are trying to shy away from the spring games and naming starters this early.
He did make a great comment then. He goes, it's just mid-April.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's covering all bases. You don't want to you cannot lose those 3 quarters. Now, I'm telling you what, the true freshman is the real deal. I think wouldn't be surprised sometime during the season it's not him, but Simpson's going to be the starting quarterback week 1. I'd be shocked if it's not. Now, softball, this surprised me. We're not having the year we usually have. We lost our superstars. We've lost some really good players. We've been a powerhouse in softball. We are ranked, but we're not near as good as we've been. But something's really, maybe we're heading in the right direction. Maybe we are getting improvement. But this is a big deal. We just beat Oklahoma yesterday in softball. We all know the power of Oklahoma softball. We beat them 2-1. Yeah. That's pretty big, I think.
That's right it is.
They're ranked number 2 in the country and 32-2 or something.
Yeah,
so
that's a big win for Alabama. I don't know how many national championships lady won.
A lot.
It's incredible. As a matter of fact, softball, Alabama's ranked right now 18th in the country, 29-16. I think maybe 30-16 now with that win. And Oklahoma, and this is a softball American, because they have all 3 different. They have 3 different pros in softball polls, and they have 3 different ones in baseball. USA Today, American, and D1. But here we go. The number 1 team in softball, not Oklahoma, is out of the SEC, Texas A&M, 37-5. Oklahoma's number 2, 36-4. Texas has dropped to number 3, 39-5. And now, again, Alabama's 18th. The Alabama update has been brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. We love all of our sponsors, but we want to ask you, please, if you could help out, we really want you to do this. Ryan Mulvey's going through something very difficult right now. They need your help. We need to help them. Two ways you can do it. GoFundMe.com. Go to the search button. Type in "Support Ryan and His Family's Fight." Type it in. That'll bring you to the thing. Give what you can give. It doesn't matter if it's $5, $500, whatever you can do. Please do it. If you would like to write a check out, no, we will not take any cash. I might.
You're right.
No cash, all checks. Write it out to Ryan Mulvey. Bring it by the station. Bring it here, give it to us or somebody throughout the day.
Randy's here throughout the day.
Here. Or put it in our mailbox and put it in an envelope, have Ryan Mulvey's name on it.
It's not really a mailbox, it's a lockbox.
Lockbox. Randy will get it into Ryan's hands, I guarantee that. We got to help them. They need your help. Going through a lot right now. Didn't get the news we wanted out of North Carolina. And they're going to be flying around the country quite a bit, so we need to help them out. If you could do that, we certainly would appreciate that. And I really appreciate all the support that we got yesterday from that. A lot of people were texting and said they're going to do that. Thank you for that. Also, where are we? Let's talk about,
I'll tell you what we could do. We could go ahead and give you the code word of the day. Here's your chance, boys and girls, moms and dads, to win 2 tickets to Jack Link's 500 in Talladega, April 27th. And all you got to do, now we're going to give away 2 sets of tickets to 2 different winners. So if you've heard some kind of really fast times, don't worry about that because we're giving away 2 sets of tickets. So your chances are still pretty good to win 2 tickets to the race. Here's all you got to do is text the code word, and the code word is caution. Text that code word to 850-215-6290. Listen to the Inside Drive at approximately 12:40, and the Afternoon Underdogs. Cut it out, Coach. At 5:40, and when they call your name, you call that same number as quick as you can. That'll give you a qualifying time. And so the code word, don't forget to your race name as well. The code word is caution. Oh, now you won't do it.
Caution.
Okay, the code word's caution, and your race name.
I was letting you have all the glory. All right, don't forget Atlanta baseball right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got a game today, 6 o'clock, Blue Jays, and then we got one Friday at 6 o'clock versus the Twins. Saturday, 6 o'clock, 6:15 actually, versus the Twins, and then Sunday, 11:20.
Brought to you by our friends at Best Way Portable Buildings, reliable hydraulic solutions, the best place to take a leak, and Mid-South Lumber and Brock Pest Control. And got a game, like you said, today.
Get out to newbies, have a great time. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. We'll be right back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 14 miles per hour and a high of 77. Tonight, look for a gentle breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 58. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine with a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, hot with a high of 77 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street. Downtown Panama City.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna. All you Auburn Tigers throughout the Panhandle of Florida, and there's a lot of you, baby. A lot to be proud of if you're Auburn Tiger. No doubt about that. I will make sure I call the mayor. I just got a call to call the mayor. Not now, not on the air.
Which mayor?
You know which mayor.
There's only one mayor.
There's only one mayor. There's only one mayor. The mayor. All right, Auburn update brought to you by Beefo Braised Lynn Haven. You want to have a great meal, great time. Don't forget every Wednesday, 10 wings inside, $9.99. They got the 10 for 10 going on. I guess they still have it going on. But get to Beefo Braised, have a great time. Go watch all professional baseball games, college baseball games, right there at Beefo Braised in Lynn Haven. I tell you, Pat Pernod, you're a wonderful man. Love you to death. And the city commissioner does a great job over in Lynn Haven. And I know for a fact he visits at Max Fit Sports Nutrition like you should do. You want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. And you know, I've noticed Pat does look better now that he's been there. You've done a great job, by the way, doing it.
He's doing it all on his own. He can grab some stuff from me, but he's a good guy, and we like talking to him, and he comes in every now and then. We can hook him up with stuff that we put you on, get your cholesterol in order, get your body fat down a little bit.
And thank you for my joint boost.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
What joint? Oh,
joint
boost. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were...
It boosts my joints.
Jason Kovaleski sell hair dye so you can get the Elvis look like he used to.
He used to.
You get that methylene blue in there.
Blue suede hair.
Auburn's baseball, they have really stepped up, man. Auburn's ranked 7th. In the D1 poll, Auburn's ranked 8th. Auburn 9-6 in the SEC, 26-10 overall, 18-5 home, 3-5 on the road, 5-0 neutral sites. They got some big games this week. Today, they shouldn't have any problem with Jacksonville State, but they can't overlook anybody. Get it done. And then a big series. They just got through completing a huge series with LSU, which they won. Great job versus the Tigers. And then they got the Texas Longhorns. And Texas, again, they're ranked up there like always. They got a great baseball program. The new head baseball coach from Texas A&M is doing a great job there. This will be a big series with the Texas Longhorns. Now, you should be really proud if you're an Auburn Tiger. You got the basketball team that's unbelievable. You're good in every sport. Baseball's right up there ranked. Softball's good. But this is something, and we have 24/7. You have ESPN. You have CBS on 3. You have every different publication on the preseason top 10, best uniform, best coaching staffs, best this, best that, everything. And I'm going to do every one of them because we got to have things to talk about. Here are the best. Now, this is by 24/7, I think. The best entrance of a football team. Take a lot of pride in this. Auburn, I think you got robbed, but they put you at number 3 in the nation. The Eagle flyover. Jim Brandt, you saw it firsthand. Very impressive.
I'm trying to think what could be better than seeing the Eagle. Because I got to be honest, I'm an Ohio person.
Yeah.
I have no allegiance to Auburn whatsoever. But I went to one of their games about 3 or 4 years ago. When that Eagle comes in, that is awesome.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
How do you beat an Eagle? You're going to get to number 1, right? But I mean, how do you beat?
And the Eagle, and he
lands on the guy's arm.
And the 50-yard line. At least the game I saw.
Yeah. They do.
In the middle of the field. It's like, how do you train him to do that?
The whole time he's flying around, they're yelling, roar, and then it hits the ground. It's so loud.
Yeah.
Go to an Iron Bowl game and watch that one. That's when it's crazy.
The only thing I can think
Georgia,
of that'd be
Alabama,
better is
unbelievable.
if the LSU Tiger was attacking the other team, that would be pretty awesome. He has. He's tried to.
Let the Tiger free.
Yeah.
The only ones, I don't want to steal your thunder, I'm thinking maybe the Dabo Swinney entrance at Clemson.
Yeah.
And maybe Enter Sandman.
Because they drive around the stadium and then they come in and they got the crowd music hyped up.
We will get this later today. But here we go.
A teaser, by gosh.
They circle, like Jim said, they circle the field. They come down, land on the 50-yard line. The place goes absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think
cool.
it should be ranked third. I think it's the number one entrance of all of college football.
I agree.
It's something it's incredible.
It's got my vote.
Until you see it, it's like it's way more impressive in person than it is on TV.
I do have the what the hell is this? Oh, I do have the SEC Auburn softball. Overall record in the SEC is not very good. 4-14. Overall record 27-17. 15-8 at home. 3-8 on the road. 9-1 on neutral sites. Base softball and baseball is dog eat dog. You don't know from day to day if you're going to win or lose because everybody's got players. Everybody's good. The SEC's loaded in softball and baseball. Now the softball team Friday. Auburn 11, Georgia 10. This was April 11th. Saturday, Georgia 10, Auburn 5, and then Auburn gets the series. Auburn beats them Sunday 8-4. Auburn beats Georgia in softball. This week, another big series. Auburn on Thursday, the 17th, which is Jared Hale's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
They will be playing the Tennessee Volunteers Thursday, the 17th, Friday the 18th, and Saturday the 19th. Auburn, Tennessee. Will Auburn go after a quarterback? And we brought up the question yesterday, will Hugh Freeze go after the Tennessee quarterback? You can't get him. He's in the SEC. This time you can't. Yeah, you have to say it. So that you're not going to get him. But I do kind of, he came out and said, told the truth. He goes, we're in the staff, we're getting together, we're discussing, do we go after another quarterback? Do we go after a big defensive lineman or a linebacker? We're talking money, like you talked about. So, you got so much to spend. What do? If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have anything. If there's any doubt, for him to even bring that up, then I think you would go get one. Think about it, Jim. Why would he even bring that up? Not only would it piss off the two that are there now.
I'm going to be sarcastic for a minute here, because what about T.J. Finley and Robbie Ashford? Those guys seem to get recycled.
Come back home.
Come back home. I know it's your 8th school in 9 years, but come on back. We'll take you.
I was thinking, hey, why would you not even bring that up?
I'm with you. I heard that. And I thought that was a red flag.
Absolutely.
Jackson Arnold didn't play exactly tremendously at Oklahoma, which is why he was in the portal, lost the starting job, came back, played a little bit. A great athlete, but if you're talking about going back into the portal after spring,
DJ's out there. He can come back.
And they got a really, really talented team. It's going to all be about the quarterback, how they play, and he can't afford to, lose 6 games again this year.
He won't.
Get from Vandy.
I'm telling you right now, Auburn's going to be the surprise team. They're going to win a lot of games. They're going to be really
good. And their
good.
schedule's a lot easier this year than last year.
And if he doesn't, they're going to be a new coach at Auburn.
All right.
You cannot. I say it all the time. You got to win there. That's one of the best jobs in the country. They'll support you. They got money. You got to win.
Look what they've given him in recruiting. I mean, 9 out of 10 guys in the state of Alabama went to Auburn.
8 out of the top 10.
Yeah, 8 out of the top 10. One of those
went to Oregon, went to Ohio State.
I mean, that's unheard of, especially when you're going against Alabama.
I didn't want to. I can say that. And I don't want to do that. This is one thing. We're getting ready. We're in baseball. We just got through spring football, and we just track. So you got to give love to Bo Jackson when you're talking about Auburn. Bo Jackson was a freak of nature. He rushed for 4,303 yards. But what he did in 1985 when we won the Heisman, let's just focus on 1985. 1,786 yards rushing, 17 touchdowns, won the Heisman, going against some of the toughest defense in football. That's back when they played Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. Baseball, what did he do in baseball his junior year in 1985? Let's see, he had 17 home runs. He had an RPI of 413. He had played in 42 games. He was a pretty good baseball player. You ever watch him playing professional?
Oh, absolutely.
And what did he do in track? Jim, you know about this. What did he do in track? He ran a 10-4 100 meters.
At 220 pounds.
230 pounds. 230 pounds. Yeah. Joe.
For my money, he was the best athlete I've ever seen. I mean, just power, speed, to be able to go from baseball to football and be an all-star.
Did you see him break a bat over his leg?
Oh, absolutely.
Behind his neck?
Yeah.
He was a freak, man.
Just running over. When he was the one that ran over Brian Bosworth, too.
Yeah, crushed him.
Yeah. I mean,
Seattle.
My Cincinnati Bengals ended his career. That's one thing I could undoubtedly say was
freak injury,
it was.
too.
I mean, because he busted a long run. Guy came behind him, kind of drug him down like they're not supposed to do with the hip tackle, and had a hip pointer back then. They really couldn't treat it, so that kind of ended his career.
They showed him sitting in his place. I think he was living in Chicago at the time. He had some kind of food business, and matter of fact, they're going to say Bo's Burgers in the stadiums and stuff in Birmingham. Anyway, he's sitting. I don't know how far it was because you couldn't really tell, but it was a pretty good distance. He's sitting in his carport. He got a bow and arrow. He's got a target way off. Bullseye. I mean, I'm like, are you kidding me? Is anything this guy can't do?
Probably not.
The guy's incredible, man. The legendary Bo Jackson.
He's special.
Bo Jackson. All right, let's talk about some great people. Again, get out to B4 Brady's, have a great time. Tell Pat we sent you down there. David Adamson, when you're down there at B4 Brady's, head down and see Russ and Amber. Get you some jewelry for that special one. Wildcat, I'm going to get you something. Maybe a gold tooth or something. I'm going to get you something. Dr. Ward does an incredible job. Listen to him Wednesday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If you're a female out there, listen to this. Breast cancer, check yourself all the time. That one and skin cancer, women have to really, truly have to pay attention to. Stay out of the sun. Put the sun lotion on. Wear some protective clothes. It's what you do as younger. You pay for it later. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill right across the street from the Navy base. They got another one on Front Beach Road. Happy hour, buy one, get one free. Great Mexican food. This is a place to go have a birthday party. Great place to have a birthday party. And on Thursday night, it's packed out. Believe me, last Thursday we were there. It was completely packed out. They have karaoke going on. We got some talented people that can sing around here. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Here comes the thunder. After a slow start, the Atlanta Braves are ready to launch.
Taking no prisoners. Braves win it in the bottom of the 10th.
Tonight, the Atlanta Braves host the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll have live coverage coming up from Truist Park at 6. First pitch at 6:07, right here on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Scorpion TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks, or watch thousands of movies on demand, all for just $45 a month when you use the ESPN NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Scorpion TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Don't forget our promo code ESPNNW.
Dreaming of your perfect Florida home? Whether you're buying or selling, I'm here to make it easy. I'm Terry Callahan with Anchor Realty Florida, and I've helped many folks from first-time home buyers to retirees find success in the Bay County real estate market. I'd love to find just the right home and neighborhood to match your family's needs. Let's make your dream home on the Florida Panhandle a reality. Call or text me, Terry Callahan, at 850-919-5025.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey. Join me weekdays starting at 11 for the Inside Drive. The latest sports stories, the biggest reactions, and even sports betting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, Bay. Glenn says Bay. Eugene Glenn Manley says Bay.
Good man.
Yeah.
Smart man.
All right, I want to go back to the Buckeyes. All right, we talked about the quarterback situation. We know they're going to be good there. Receivers are loaded. The one thing I did have a question about, I know Bo Jackson, he had 13 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Donaldson, Williams. Who's going to be the stud runner? Are they going to just rotate them in 3 in at a time, or are they going to have some stud?
The one is going to be the first starter. His name is James Peoples.
Yeah. He didn't play a lot in that.
He had about.
They didn't even mention him.
He had about 50 carries last year as a true freshman. He's out of Texas.
Really a J.K. Dobbins type of clone to me.
Here's my take on Ohio State. I've followed them my whole life. I'm here to say it again. I never worry about who they have at running back.
Yeah.
They're always going to have someone who's good. They're always going to have more than one of them. And I think they saw how to do it in this new playoff because they had 2 of them last rush for 1,000 last year. And so there's not going to be, you're never going to see an Archie Griffin guy again getting like 30 carries a game or Eddie George 30. That ain't ever going to happen. Not at Ohio State, it won't. So they're going to rotate them all through. I'm not worried about running back at all. Not even a little bit.
But I think
not all.
They don't have the high-end talent of maybe Judkins or Henderson, but every single guy they got are really, really good. And the C.J. Donaldson they got from West Virginia, they got him in the strength and conditioning program. They got him down about 10 pounds, got him a little lighter on his feet. He looks really good. People's going to be the guy, but I was really impressed with the freshman Bo Jackson. He was a 5-star. I mean, he come in, he's a little quicker than the other guys. I think he gives him a little change of pace.
And just a little trivia here for Ohio State fans. Bo Jackson, the one that's going to be going to Ohio State, is from the same high school as Desmond Howard and Elvis Gerbach and Clark Kellogg.
Yeah.
Cleveland St. Joe High School on the east side.
And I will say this, and normally I'm not a homer, this is the most talented roster I've seen at Ohio State in a lifetime. I mean, when you got a Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, just to start there, but linebackers, defensive line, I think this is going to be the best offensive line they've had in the last 10 years. I mean, they got some studs up there, especially on the interior. You saw last year they had a lot of depth that we didn't even know about. I mean, they had 2 guys that were All-Americans that got hurt. They had brought in a guard, played them at tackle.
Couldn't snap at Alabama.
Yeah, brought in a new center, didn't miss a beat, won the national championship with half an offensive line. I mean, just the wide receiver core alone. I mean, this is the most talented team I've ever seen at Ohio State.
Week 1, Texas.
It'll be a good one.
And one of the things that's over.
Now, they're younger, don't get me wrong. They could have some hiccups. I'm not saying they're a slam dunk to win the national title, but they're going to be there again.
And one of the things that's overlooked is they've got 3 full-time offensive line coaches now, too. So the one that Justin Fry left, went to the NFL, and they got that
Tyler Bowen
from Virginia Tech, I think. And then they got another one from Purdue and the Oklahoma State line coach. So what I'm getting at is those offensive linemen have 3 full-time coaches.
Jim, how do they do it? They got the center guard, tight end, tackle. How they?
I have no idea how they do it, but
maybe they have a center coach, guard.
When I played, it was center and guards, tackles, tight end.
I think they're just giving their input. They also have Charles Bentley that comes down that works with the guys individually because he has a camp.
All right, here's the question. Let's cut through all the bull. Penn State said y'all are done, buried, over. Penn State's the new national champs. They got your defensive coordinator. How's the defense going to be?
I think it's going to be special. I mean,
it's going to be really good.
They got 2 All-Americans, right? Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, and, their 2 defensive ends played a lot of football last year. I think defense ends really good. The one area I would be concerned about would be defensive tackles. There's not a lot of depth there, but Cade McDonald played a lot of football last year. You got J.T. Moore that's coming in. Edric Houston, sophomore, is really, really talented. But, it's going to be about injuries and depth. And we saw that last year in college football with the 16, 17-game season. A lot of this is going to be about depth and who's peaking at the right time. I don't think anybody's ever going to go undefeated again. There's just too many good teams out there and you're playing too many games. But, you just want to be peaking at the right time. And I think this is a really, really, really talented roster.
Let's counter that Penn State talk, okay? Yeah, Jim Knowles is good. Yeah, he was. He did a great job there. He turned them around. He did, okay? He didn't end the best way, but it is what it is. But let's review who Ohio State got to replace him. They got Matt Patricia, who was Bill Belichick's defensive coordinator, won 2 Super Bowls, okay? He coached with Bill Belichick, probably the greatest mind in football history, for 20 years. So you can't tell me that Matt Patricia didn't learn something. I'm not talking about him as a head coach of the Lions. He was
Right.
terrible.
Yeah, he was.
But as a coordinator, he was phenomenal.
But we saw that with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly as a head coach was terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
UCLA was awful. But offensive coordinator, that guy was a stud. And he's
Right.
making $6 million a year being an offensive coordinator now.
Exactly.
I think Matt Patricia was a good hire. I did think it was a little risky, but all the feedback from the players,
It's
they
all
love him.
positive.
I mean, it's been
They
super
love him.
positive. And when you have a Caleb Downs, and I can't undersell that, he is such a leader and so smart. He's a coach on the field. He sets the standard within that program.
Roll Tide.
He's a tough kid. He don't play
Buckeyes.
around. Like when you see him in interviews, he don't smile. He talks about the mission, what they have going on. He's the leader in that locker room, and to have somebody like that, it's going to help any coach that comes in.
He walked on. No, he didn't walk on. But I meant he went to practice as a true freshman and started every single game as a true freshman for Nick Saban in Alabama. That's just.
And Nick still talks about how smart of a football, and it's his football IQ that separates.
First
There's
round
a
draft
lot of
pick.
good athletes out there, but when you can digest the game the way he does, he's just a different level of kid. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's really
He'll
good.
go in the top 5.
Oh, I would think so.
Him and Jeremiah Smith, and that's my point about Ohio State. When you start with those two guys, that's
Good place
a
to
good
start.
place to start.
yeah, it is.
And they even have the betting lines that week 1 games out. Well, I'm not going to get into it today, but the big one is Ohio State, Texas, because that whoever loses that game, that could be the only loss that team gets that year. And whoever wins that game, they'll probably meet again. And we said that about Oregon, Ohio State last year. We said that it had happened.
And Oregon's going to be really good. Don't sleep on them. They're the recruiting classes.
Penn State's going to be really good.
They are going to be good, but this is my
LSU.
problem. They still have James Franklin. They still have Drew Aller, and they lost their 2 best players. People will keep saying, oh, they're loaded. But when you lose Tyler Warren and Abdul Carter, those are 2 top 10 picks, and I just don't see where they replace that because their offense has never been explosive. They never have great wide receivers. So that, to me, I just, at least against Ohio State.
You heard it here first.
We're going to have a wager.
People also say that Michigan's going to be good too. Okay, so
I don't see that. I
don't
think they
either.
got too many things going on up there. I mean, they can beat Ohio State, they can beat Alabama every day of the week, but I don't think they're going to win a national championship.
No, they still were 8-5. So
yeah. All right, let's get back to 24/7. This was done by 24/7. Best. I just don't agree with anything on this, but the best interest in college football. How much time we got?
Enough.
All right, at number 10.
I don't even think that having the F-35s fly over the stadium at low altitudes could beat the Eagle.
B-52 bomber. Yeah, I'm
I
with
just
you.
don't,
I'm with you.
so I'm interested in
Well,
hearing
most
this.
most
Really
schools
am.
have the big time pros. They have something like that anyway.
Yeah.
But
All
Baylor
the
does
pro
something different. I didn't even know this about Baylor. They came in at number 2. Is it cool? Maybe. I don't know. They have all the students line up like you do in high school games. But the difference they do, they let all the freshmen and transfer students run between the lines of the student body before the Baylor Bears run through there. I guess that's a big deal. That came in at number 10. Doesn't excite me, but number 9. Number 9 is a long tradition. They've done it for 90 years. No, 70 years. I'm sorry, they've done it for 70 years. Texas Tech, the Raiders, they have a live horse. They have a black horse, black rider, black cape, whatever. He rides right in the team, comes with them. They've done that for 70 years. I've seen it. Okay, it's pretty cool.
Florida State does that though, and
Madison High
throws
School
the
does that.
the
Madison
spear
does
right
that.
at the 50. To me, that's cool. Look, I've never heard of the Texas. I watch a lot of college football. I've never heard of the Baylor stuff and Texas Tech stuff.
We're talking the 10 greatest. We're talking Baylor and Texas Tech. Okay. Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. They had an eagle that died in the cage. That came in it. No.
We got to feed him.
we were trying to save money at the time.
There you go.
We ain't got money to feed him.
Number 8, Nebraska. The Tunnel Walk. I don't even know what the hell that is. Great music. People are going crazy. It's unreal. Now, Jeremy Hester said it was pretty cool, Nebraska's entrance.
Here's the thing.
I don't know anything about
What
it.
makes those good is when they're good. When Nebraska was really good, that was probably intimidating.
But what school
lately,
doesn't
not so
have
much.
a tunnel walk and good music when they were out? I mean, every
everybody.
single one of them does now. Now they got laser shows. And
Well, here's a great one right here. Coming at number 7, running through the T. When they form that T and they split it, and then Tennessee comes running on that field, Rocky Tow's playing, the place goes absolutely crazy. Coming in at number 7, Tennessee.
I could see that.
Hey, I can see that.
102,000 people. Yeah. Number 6. I do like number 6. I thought Elvis was going to walk out the first time I heard it. 2001 Space Odyssey, South Carolina Gamecocks. They got great fans. Now, Jeremy did say, he said, Coach, them people are crazy. He said it's loud. He said he said it was louder there than it was Nebraska.
Wow.
He said those fans are outstanding. They do the Elvis thing, that song before they come in. It is pretty cool. Numbers, and Jim, I think you mentioned this one. Number 5, Clemson.
Yeah.
The Hill, Howard's Rock.
Right.
One of you two mentioned that.
Yeah,
that's up there. They bust them around. They run down the hill. They play with their rocks, and they go off in the field, and it's incredible. It is pretty cool. That's Clemson number. Do I think that's number 5? I don't, but okay. How much time we got?
I would put them above Texas Tech and Baylor.
We'll come back and finish the final 4 of these. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked. It's not what I thought. Hey, we're asking for your help with Ryan Mulvey and his family. GoFundMe.com. Go to the search button, search for support Ryan and his family. And better yet, if you don't want to deal with all that, which I don't, write a check out to Ryan Mulvey, bring it by the studio, make sure it's a check, no cash, and put it on the envelope, put it in our little box out there. Randy will make sure he gets to it, or you can, while we're here, bring it in here. Any way you can help Ryan Mulvey and his family, we certainly would appreciate that. You can listen to Let 'Em Raise Baseball right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We're giving away stuff all year round. If you love that music, you can listen to it at a racetrack. Talk about what we're giving away.
Well, what we're going to do is, of course, we've already given you our code word, and our code word for the day is caution. And all you have to do is text that code word in along with your racing name. And a lot of people are confused because they've heard some pretty good racing times on the Afternoon Underdog show. But we're giving away 2 sets of tickets, 2 tickets to 2 different people, so 4 tickets altogether. So your chances are still good to win tickets, even though there are some pretty good qualifying times. And so listen to the Inside Drive in the Afternoon Underdogs around 12:40 or 5:40. And if they call your name, you call in as quick as you can at 850-215-6290 and get a qualifying time. Everybody that qualifies wins something.
Get out to J. Michael's Restaurant. Have the best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We'll talk to Jason more about that when we get back from the break. Get out to Newby's, 4 great locations. John and Sharp do such a wonderful job. Newby's 2 on the curve. Then head on down to the mothership. Have a great time. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend, 26 years this fall, taking care of Bay County athletes. If you get any type of injury whatsoever, Chad can do it robotically. The guy is incredible, the legendary Chad Mitchell. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioner #1, not even close. Locals taking care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida. And Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street is incredible. Those electric bikes are popular. He's got a great selection over there. Steve's Bike Shop, don't forget about them. The local 115 and Kyle Vandergriff, they do a great job down there. Their crab cakes are incredible. Oh, my God, the gumbo, it's unbelievable. That's the 2 things you want to get there. The local 115 on Harrison Avenue. Go check it out. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
So in the middle of the Civil War, someone was like, you know what this country needs? A delicious steak sauce. A1 was established in 1862. A1 sauce was created to enhance the flavor of meat, fish, and fowl. It was invented in 1824 by the Henderson William brand, the personal chef of King George IV and the United Kingdom.
Middays 11 to 1. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 14 miles per hour and the high of 77. Tonight, look for a gentle breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 58. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine with a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, hot with a high of 77 and sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, it's Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Did you know that we have a master jeweler right here in the store? That's right, she has over 20 years experience in the art of repairing jewelry. Most repairs are done within a week, so don't send your jewelry off for 6 weeks. Bring it to us at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We size rings and solder chains. We can reset your diamond into a new setting and even custom design. You'll get your jewelry back quickly and looking as good as new. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, Bay County's trusted jeweler for over 50 years.
Do you want to eat like a local? The Local 115 is now open. Local drinks, local sports, and local food. Delicious oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, gumbos, salads, paninis, wings, wine, and cold beer. Nothing fried. That's right. No fried foods at Local 115. Amazing local food with an exciting local sports and mural theme. Eat like a local at the Local 115. 115 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio. The Sports Talk Must. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. Jason, let's talk about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We want to look better, feel better. You want to get good, great sleep. Do you have back pain, joint pain? Do you want to just gain muscle mass? You want to lose weight? We can all happen down on 23rd Street in Pier Park at Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Locals taking care of locals. Tell us some of the things you can do for us.
Well, we got a sample bar. That's the first thing. So you can come in and sample our products for free. If you're looking for new protein, pre-workout, vitamins, greens, anything that we're able to sample out, get you a feel, taste for it. We try to sample it out. That way you get the right product for you. We also have a certified sports nutritionist on staff. So if you're having trouble of what to eat, when to eat it, we can break that down for you. We can get you on a meal plan. We do weekly check-ins on our InBody 570. So that's a really great tool, even for athletes. We've got a lot of athletes, a lot of Bay High players, mostly football players coming in, tracking their skeletal muscle, tracking their body fat in this off season, trying to put on size. We're helping them a little bit, with the right supplements to take and the right food to eat. So that InBody is a really good tool to kind of track your results and be able to adjust your food based on those results. And then we have the certified sports nutritionist. So we're on Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. You can come in, use the sample bar, get on the InBody, talk to one of our certified sports nutritionists, and we're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village next to Black Sheep Armory and Taziki's.
I tell you what, they do a great job. I was having a hard time getting sleep. As you get older, you have a hard, we get older, it's harder to sleep for whatever reason. I don't know if I'm just thinking about things or what. But this one product, and Julie got it. I don't even know the name of it, but my God, it's incredible.
It's called Smotamax. You can come down to either location and grab a free sample, try it out, see if you can get a good night's sleep on it tonight. Not every product works for everybody, but that's why we try to sample it out. That way you don't spend $40, $50 on something, get it to the house and find out, this doesn't work for me. But we try to sample out as much products. That helps us get the best products and it helps you get the right product for you.
Now, I want to go back to the top. We're the top 4 greatest or best entrance to a stadium. I do like this one. I do think this is pretty cool. Colorado, Ralphie, live Buffalo, leads the team on the field. That is pretty sharp.
Yeah. Anytime you get a live animal that's wild and it could kill you, that's pretty awesome.
And number 3, we already talked about the Auburn Tigers, the flyover by the Eagle. That should be number 1 in my opinion. Number 2, I do like this, and I'm going to tell you a story about this. I don't remember the year. We're playing Florida State in Tallahassee. The Renegade, they ride the horse out there. They throw the spear down. Remember, they got the the burning spear.
Yeah. And they got the crowd.
Southern Mississippi, redneck Julie Hale. They go out there and they throw water over the spear in Tallahassee. They got in so much trouble, it was unbelievable. Our president, Dr. Lucas, was really upset about it.
Julie Hale was part of this?
Yes. Florida State president was not pleased with it.
Good move, Julie.
So it was a big deal. I think they had to apologize, do all kinds of stuff. Think about it. When have you ever seen, and we're talking Southern Mississippi.
What's wrong with you,
Florida.
What's wrong with you rednecks?
Yeah, I think it's because we're so highly intelligent, Harvard of the South. I don't know. But they throw water on the burning spear.
I have never heard this one. I've known you since 1990.
We got in all kind of trouble with that.
I give her a lot of respect. I mean, if you're going to come throw a spear at my feet, I'm going to throw some water on it.
But it was at their place.
Okay.
It was at their wood in Hattiesburg. I'll never forget one year we played Florida State for homecoming in Hattiesburg, and we were on the sidelines. We knew they were good because watching film, we did not know how good they were in real life. It was like, oh, my God. They beat us probably about 10, 15 points, something like that, and it was our homecoming.
I seen it too when Ohio State played them in the Sugar Bowl. They had Derek Brooks in them, and at halftime I wanted to call the ambulance for our quarterback. I believe it was Joe Germain at the time, and they beat him like he stole something. It was crazy.
The number one, Virginia Tech Sandman. I'm sorry, no, I don't care.
I'd like it top 10, but not number one. No. I mean,
let's bring him on. This is the number one. This is the number one interest to ESPN Radio.
He hung up, but he did give me a message, kind of an urgent message. That wreck that happened on eastbound on the Hathaway Bridge this morning, it is still not cleaned up, and traffic is backed up on the eastbound side of the bridge. Still, here it is, 2 hours later from when the accident actually happened. So the traffic is backed up still. It's backed up even onto Thomas Drive, Navy Boulevard, whatever you want to call it. So the traffic is backed up all the way to here.
I didn't know there was a wreck.
There was a wreck this morning, probably around 5:30ish or so. When I came to work this morning, I saw it, but I surely thought they'd have it cleaned up by now. But Glenn just informed me that they do not have it cleaned up, and I do have a phone call for you if you want to take it. All right.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's up with you? How you feeling?
Morning.
Good morning. Can you hear us? We're here.
You here?
Yes.
We're here. Hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, yeah, traffic's bad. Can't even go to work this morning or take the kids to school.
Wow. How you feeling, sir?
I'm all right. I'm just sick of everyone around me getting sick.
Yeah, you're sick of sick.
All over the place, Wow. And it's the C word, And
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man.
Just kind of.
Michigan,
it is what it is. But,
how good is Michigan's interest to the stadium? We got the top 10, and Baylor throw it out. Texas Tech, I'm gonna throw it out. Nebraska, I'm gonna throw it out. Tennessee, I'm gonna keep in. South Carolina, I'll keep in. Clemson,
jumping up, hitting the banner. You would think that would
be pretty big.
I would think.
You would think.
What are you asking?
I'm gonna throw out Virginia Tech too. They're not top 10 to me. The 10 best interests to college football, the history. You got to put Michigan, Ohio State in there somewhere.
Touching the banners has to be one of the biggest ones, especially after what the Buckeyes did when they tore it down back. What was it, 67 or 68?
Let's go. Good job.
Yeah,
because Buckeyes they're all full of class, right?
It was
anyway,
absolutely
1970s, like 72, 73, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's got to be one of the best, or at least in the top three.
I got to be honest, I couldn't believe it when they did that. It's like, what do they want to do, start a riot? Right. I couldn't believe they did that. That was crazy.
That's like putting bulletin board material, like run your mouth like David Boston did in 97, running a whole bunch of smack, and my boy Marcus Ray took his butt out. Didn't do nothing that game. Him and Steve would lay in the wood, bro. Because he was talking smack that the Buckeyes were going to go into Michigan and beat us, and look what happened. Got dominated.
Hey, let me ask you this.
And he won the championship that year, Michigan.
Half a championship.
Let me ask you this. What's the best interest in college football, in your opinion?
Michigan.
Okay. What's the second?
Michigan.
I don't really know any other entrances, to be honest with you. I don't care.
Come on, man. The Eagles, Auburn.
Actually, you want to know what's a good entrance? Is the Air Force Academy. You have the cadet wing. You have the cadet wing marching on before the game, and then the football players come on the field. That's awesome. And they have the best flyovers, even Fat Amy with that 35.
Hey, is it true that Michigan's trying to go after the Tennessee quarterback? That's the latest. Have you heard that?
Why would they? We got our quarterbacks. We're good.
That's what I was thinking. Why are they trying to get another one?
Well,
did you see the Michigan that's showing all these things, these little Barbie boxes? They had a Michigan player. It had binoculars, all this cheating stuff. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. Thanks for calling too late. We got to go. The day's over. Roll Tide, baby. I love you, Michigan Eddie.
Be good. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Jason, real quick, Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, we're on 23rd Street, and I'll be there today, probably from 10 to 4. So if you want to come in, bring your son or daughter in, get on the Embodied, sample some products, I'll be over there. But we'll be in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We are sampling today at Fitness 360. So if you're a member, come out, try some products for free.
And leave it right here on 104.3 all day long. Don't forget, we got the Atlanta Braves. We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Suffer from political talk radio fatigue?
We know that under the 49% rate, the U.S. economy is holding for
Tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-north.